And I think we are live.
Here we go.
What do we have here? I gotta
No
get the
pressure.
comments up. I don't think anybody's in here. Comments. All right. You can tell I haven't been live on my own channel, right? So I would like to introduce my good friend Lewis from Fairfield Guitars.
Yeah,
Joined
right.
us today. Sorry about the lighting, everybody, but you don't really want to look at us. You probably want to see this stuff. Yeah, so Lewis is here, and he came out from Fairfield Guitars, and he brought some really cool stuff. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, thank you. It was a beautiful day. Nice to be down here in the 5150 Dojo. Obviously, I'm like starstruck. And that's just by Rob. Imagine looking at all the guitars.
Yeah, right. No, definitely. Well, I'm glad you could make it. We wanted to do this for a while. It just a few weeks ago, unfortunately, didn't work out. Hey, what's going on? Parabot 2, how you doing? It didn't work out a couple of weeks ago. We just had some work stuff come up on my end, and it just got a little bit crazy. Hey, who's this?
We got our mascot.
We got Mr. Barney here. Say hi. Lewis got to meet Barney.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Even got another treat.
Yeah.
So Lewis, the last time came, and well, actually he didn't come because he didn't make it. He actually custom had this made for Barney, and it's really, really cool. I thought that was neat. Custom made for Barney. #1.
I should have written one of
strike
one.
collar.
That's not
Yeah.
going to happen again. That's one only, Barney.
Yeah.
You're the only one who deserves it.
So it's interesting. We have who do we got? We got some folks jumping
Mikey
in here.
Dojo.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mikey.
So as folks kind of jump in, I just want to kind of set the stage and just let you guys know it was kind of a last couple of weeks or so, Lewis and I talked about maybe doing a video again and having him show up. So we came up with another date, which was today, and it worked out. Hey, Nick, what's going on? And worked out perfect for the schedules and everything, and I'm glad he could make it. And back to January, beginning of the year, I'm having coffee one morning, and I get this message from this guy on Instagram, and it's a guy from Fairfield Guitars. Hey, my name's Lewis, and I'm looking at building some straps and stuff like that. And I'm looking at doing the Ibanez Shark Destroyer Gunner strap. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, whatever. I didn't know who this guy was or whatever. And, if he was just, the guy was actually going to be legit, or if, kind of just whatever. And,
Wasting your time.
Yeah, I mean, not really wasting my time. I like to help everybody, but I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, man. And then we just kind of started chatting, and I gave him a little bit of information that I had. And next thing you know, he's cranking out some of the most incredible stuff. And some of the straps that he's put out and are just absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. And
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. And he's worked really hard, and I know he's built up a pretty good following since then. I mean, Josh, it's in like 6 months, Fairfield Guitars has exploded.
Yeah, no, listen, you're absolutely right. I came up with this opportunity for the bomber strap, and Joe Summer from Greenwich Music is right by me in Fairfield County. He's
Great
in Greenwich.
guy.
I'm in Fairfield. And I told him, I said, who can I talk to about this? And he said, Rob. Rob's the only guy you need to contact. So I got in touch with Rob, and it's the reason I wanted to come up here and meet you. And not for these guys, as much as this is a bonus. I came to meet him because I owe you a thank you. You got me going with the bomber strap and gave me some info, and it just escalated from there. And you guys have all been supportive. But he's the one who started it off for me with all the info and details. And this is the added bonus to meeting Rob, is seeing all these beautiful museum pieces.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And playing them.
It's probably why I'm divorced, but one of the reasons why. No.
That's why I have 2 guitars, I guess.
But yeah, so it's been a lot of fun, obviously. But I think the biggest thing, is like, hey, what's up, Chad? Ty Price, how you doing? Kurt's here. Hey, Kurt, I sent you the link. If you can jump in, great. If not, no big deal. Yeah, Barney did a photo bomb a minute ago. But it's
I am in heaven. This is cool.
It's a lot of fun, but the biggest thing is just making new friends. That's the best part about this. Lewis is a great guy. He's so much fun. He's just up the road, literally. So today was a home run for me personally, because I got to actually officially meet him, and he got to come hang out, and definitely got some cool stuff we're going to show you. So it's definitely a continuation of a great friendship. And now that we got that out of the way, we can start blowing each other. So
Barney first.
Yeah, Barney first. Yeah. But
well, the cool part that I was telling Rob is, we're all mad obsessed with 5150s and Kramers. I went straight to the oddities. I love the oddities. It's the guitars nobody really talks about. The yellow double neck, the Ripley, which we'll have a fun thing coming up with the Ripley a little bit later this week. I'll post some pictures. The purple pacer, things that you don't see out there too much. And it's great. I'm over the Rastas. You all know I built 2 Rastas. I'm over Rastas. But the blue Unchained guitar, looking forward to seeing that one.
He still thinks it's black.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But even the Charvel, the Hydra, I think they call it, those things you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Those are cool. You mind if I grab one?
You know what? Yeah, go right ahead, or we can do it this way. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, go ahead. Here, I'm going to let Lewis show this.
These are things you don't see every day, but are associated to a lot of the things that I did.
Stuff I found good. You got it on the camera?
Yeah,
okay.
Totally. Yep. These are things you don't see every day, but the bomber strap was used on this one. There's a couple of pictures out there, and Rob just did a killer job with these guys. Is body on this?
That is a lock body. That's a Chris lock body that he just kind of did as a one-off, and that's, believe it or not, it's not a lock neck. It's a Chinese kind of a paddle neck that Chris Hubbard cut down. And the only thing that's probably not accurate on that is, I believe the real one was a neck through. That's actually a bolt-on. Gotcha. So I mean, Carl Sandoval did a different thing, but this is pretty close.
Pretty cool.
So unless you flip it over, you probably wouldn't know. That is a real, that's not neck through, but that is a real Charvel V-Trem type bridge. And there's a Floyd Rose locking nut on it, which the real one did not have. But I mean, I just took the clamps off, so you didn't have to have it in the locking feature. But yeah, go ahead, pick anything else off you want. I know Lewis is one of his favorites is that one too is the Ripley. But yeah,
the Ripley. Yeah, we'll get to the Ripley in a minute because obviously everybody knows those. But these are the cool things that nobody really gets to see too much up close, and so I'm geeking out on this stuff. We're not going to break that, so I'm going to put it back. Like Eddie did, right?
Yeah, right. Then that's also a lock custom body and neck, and definitely going to give Chris Locke and some love today, and certainly Craig from CHS Custom Guitars and some of the other folks. This particular body is a lock body, and that is a Musicraft neck made by my good friend Scott Smith. That is a Holy Grail Beretta style neck, and Chris Hubbard did a paint job on this Ripley version. So it's the bowling ball Red Cloud guitar.
So cool. This is, I'll give you a little hint about what's coming. If you look at my shirt, maybe get an idea for an ad that was in Guitar Magazine. Oh, no, it was the cover of a Guitar Magazine. I remember having that framed in my room when I was younger.
Yeah, very, very cool.
And here, can I? How cool is this thing? I don't think I've ever seen Eddie use it live, but it's in a bunch of pictures.
Yeah. Interesting story. Eddie says in Guitar Aficionado magazine that he used this model for Me-Wise Magic because it's a trans-trem song. But it's interesting because Eddie's either incorrect in 2012 when he stated that in the Guitar Aficionado magazine, or he was incorrect back in 1997, which would be my guess. He was more correct because in the Guitar One magazine, I have an interview where Eddie says he used one of the Fire in the Hole style guitars for Me-Wise Magic. So it really, who knows?
And talking about trans-trem, we just played this. I got a video of Rob playing Summer Nights on this. This is the real deal, boys and girls. This is not, a Hofner or a Spirit. This is the real deal. Tell us a little bit about this. Here, let's switch it around.
That particular guitar. This particular guitar, it's funny because I used to have a Hohner guitar back years ago before I was able to acquire this one. This probably is one of my absolute, if not other than the 5150, the absolute favorite. This is definitely a showstopper whenever I bring it anywhere. If I bring it to Pete's or if I bring it to EVH Con, everybody wants to play this thing because everybody wants to rip into Summer Nights. And it's fun. I mean, it really is. I mean, we were just messing around with it before. So this particular guitar is a Steinberger GL2T which 2 stands for 2 humbuckers and T stands for trans trem. And this is a real trans trem. It's a version 2. It's been said that this is an 85 Newberg version, which is basically the same year that Ed's was made in, 1985 version. And it's a graphite body and neck, and the faceplate is actually removable. And all the hardware, the tone pod or the volume pod and the tone pot and everything, the toggle switch and the pickups are all attached to the pick guard. Excuse me, to the faceplate, I should say. It's about the size of a pick guard. And basically that all goes down on top of it, and then everything is obviously wired in. And it's active pickup, so it has a battery compartment in the back, 9-volt battery. And basically this guitar, when I purchased it off of eBay back in 1999, the year my son was born, I think I paid like $500 for it. And it had a trans trem on it that was just burnt out. It was shot. So you could use it like a floating, but it wasn't locking because the little arm, the mechanism was broken. And everything down, right down in here, the little mechanism where it locks in. If you guys can see all that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So what I did was I brought it to, or I sent it to a company called Pika Moose, who I believe is still in operation. And I looked at Ed Roman and, wasn't interested in mortgaging my house to have the trans trem repaired. But anyways, I had a new trans trem put on it, and I painted the faceplate myself. I've since had it redone professionally, but painted the faceplate myself, and I had it for 5 or 6 years. And it was so much fun. And in 2003, I sold it, and just for money and whatever. And it was the craziest thing. I think I sold the guitar for, it was probably worth about $3,000 back then, $3,000-4,000. But I sold it for probably $2,000, I think it was. And the day that I shipped it out, I was like, oh, I knew I made a mistake.
Yeah.
So fast forward 2 years.
It came back
and I'm doing all these guitars, we're working. Most of them I didn't have back then. I upgraded most everything, but I always wanted it. So I'm on eBay one day, and this would have been like 2005. And I see this Steinberger GL2T, and it looks just like this. And I'm like, I don't remember who the guy was that I sold it to. So back in those days, in 2005, you could direct email the person. You can contact him now and message him. But I sent the guy an email. I'm like, hey, this is Rob. I said, you're not by any chance, the guy that bought this guitar? I didn't remember. And he goes, hey, how you doing? He goes, yeah, the thing's just sat in the corner for the last 2 years. He goes, do you want it? I'm like, I freaking want it. He goes, I'll give it to you for what you paid for it.
No way.
And he sent me a hard shell case back.
Wow.
So I got it back. And that's one of the rare guitars that was able to come back into my possession. I'm so thankful. So I had it for all those years. And then 2019, I'm down visiting my good buddy, Dave Nesdahl, rest in peace, buddy. And he was playing it. And he's like, you ought to bring this to Poughkeepsie. To Headless USA and have Jeff Babbitt's, just go through it. So I did on the way home, made a little side trip, ex-girlfriend of mine and I, and we stopped up, dropped it off, and I got to see Headless USA. And about a month and a half later, I went to pick it up and basically had a whole new faceplate, had it professionally painted, all new pickups, all new knobs, and the trans trem was completely rebuilt.
Beautiful.
He buffed out the back of the neck, the back of the body because it's graphite. He did the 0 fret EVH mod, which I'll explain in a second, and a complete new refret job. So this guitar is literally like brand new. It's literally like brand new. And it's
the great part about these guys is, as opposed to all you people out in California, these guys are only about an hour away from here. They're in upstate New York. They were built in upstate New York. That company's still upstate New York. Poughkeepsie's right over the Connecticut-New York border.
Yep.
So these are locals.
Yeah, they are, and they got some amazing stuff. And the nice thing about Jeff Babbitt's is he's the guy that built Eddie's. So I had the guy that built Eddie's go through and rebuild mine.
That's basically Eddie's.
Yeah, right. The 0 fret EVH mod was something I never knew about. So back here at the well, here's the first fret, but at the 0 fret here, Jeff told me, used to bend so much at the first fret that it would actually not pop out. Well, sort of kind of like pop out of the nut and shift a little bit. So there was a little mod they did, and they called it the EVH mod, where they just put like little slots in there so the string doesn't slip and slide,
Nice.
as Eddie used to say, like a Rizzolo party. So yeah, this is
cool.
This is the baby.
Cool. Yeah, and so the only other one that caught my eye, obviously, after all these red stripes, is the Rude guitar, because there's a lot of conversations about the Rude guitar. I find it actually, don't kill me, this is the ugliest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty
I've
nasty.
been asked to make this one. I thought about making it myself. No interest, but it's fucking cool seeing it in person. Very, very cool. You don't get to see these too often, but very nice. Tell us about this one.
So that is also a lock body, and that's a Donnie Ward neck, custom neck. And Jerry, my good buddy Jerry Leica, painted the body, did an amazing job. That's a 2-inch thick body, and the contour on these things is different on the Rude, the Circles, and the Rasta. Well, the Rasta and the Circles are the same, but there was a different forearm contour, a little deeper than any normal Strat. And Eddie had them made that way, and I believe Lynn Ellsworth, I think, made these bodies. Yep. And that particular neck was a Dan Electro style neck that Eddie had the wings on the headstock glued on. So Donnie did that. And that one, it's funny, if you shift it around, it looks black in some colors. And, yeah, it's kind of neat. It really is neat. And if you guys see some of the pictures that I posted, there's some pictures that does look blue and some it doesn't, and it's difficult. It's hard to say.
Yeah, you can get some of the blue.
I just think it's neat to kind of have it that way. You know, Scott Smith, Jerry, and I, we've always said blue. Or actually, I never thought it was blue up until maybe a couple of years ago. But it's red gaffer's tape on the back.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep, that's what Eddie used.
Oh, cool.
And you can see the cavity cover was literally cut out with a butter knife, dull butter knife. And that is also a lock body, 2-inch thick. And Jerry did the you can see the contour on those guitars. Yep. Pretty Jerry did an awesome job on that. Beautiful. I have an FRT7 whale tail style Floyd. Yep.
It's got the finger
pointing at the chick's ass.
Oh, is that what it was?
It's a finger pointing at the chick's ass.
I just bought one of these. I bought the EVH, the black version of it. So I'll be playing the black one next week. Hopefully we'll get here by Saturday.
The incorrect version.
The incorrect color version. Those are the ones that, and obviously we tried to get this guy off the wall, but we didn't want to kill Barney by getting it down. So this obviously very, very cool. Built in New Jersey? The original one.
Yes.
Was
yes.
it
Paul Unkert built
Paul
the
Unkert,
original.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
Paul Unkert built the one in Neptune, New Jersey. Yep.
Yeah. Which Kramer pacer neck it looks like, and then the aluminum neck.
Yeah, so that's again a lock body, custom body, and a Kramer pacer neck. And that neck on the aluminum one I did get from Musicraft. It was kind of a custom one. You can see it's got the EVH thumb wheel style on it, which is not correct. But nobody makes those necks really. It's not a real aluminum neck. It's just painted silver on the headstock in the back, so it looks like it is. But it's true to the original. It's got a Schaller Badass type bridge for the 12 string, and it is a 12 string, and it does play right. And Eddie had a Rockinger tremolo on the 6-string side. I was going to put one on there, but I ended up going with a kind of a Washburn style bridge, which just kind of looked the part because it was cut for a Floyd. The posts were drilled for a Floyd, so I needed to find something that looked kind of like a Rockinger, but was not necessarily. I didn't want it to look like a Floyd, so that looked kind of the part. And then I put the knobs on, it's 3-speed knobs, and then Eddie did have 4-speed knobs on, but then he had a bassman type knob on the bottom at one time. Yep. But yeah, that's a cool one.
This is the last one I'm going to show you, then we'll get on to other things. And I've been getting a ton of private messages on this guy lately because I posted it yesterday with the banjo strap, because he used the banjo strap on this one. So this is coolest little thing ever. Little speaker in the back there. Rob was telling me about it, but the woods are gorgeous on it. Yeah. But that's cool to see these things in person.
Other than Dave Petchalot building the real ones, Donnie Ward built this one custom for me. He only did 2 of them, one for himself, one for me. And it's completely exact to the real one, thickness and everything. Ed had 2 of them. He had a red one that he played the 1984 tour, but he had this one, which was a thinner body that he played in Diver Down and in the 84. He liked this one better. And it had a speaker in the back, which this one does too, and it does work. but it also plugs in. Yeah, isn't that cool?
And it does sound like shit.
It does sound like shit, as Eddie says. But it's kind of neat. And I want to give some real good kudos to my amazing friend Craig at CHS Custom Guitars. Craig came through again for me and went through and refinished the entire guitar and clear coated it and put an amber finish on it. Just now it looks, it's amazing. It's about as close as you can get to what Eddie had. I mean, it's literally exactly the same.
Switch it up.
So yeah, so that's what we got, and then the signatures.
There's obviously a ton of beautiful things there.
Since we're talking about Craig, I'm just going to give Craig a little plug. This one I just got back from him,
and it plays like butter.
Yeah, this is my new Music Man. It's a Donnie Ward build, but Craig just freaking killed it. And Craig actually had this guitar as his personal collection, but the back was natural. And he said, "Do you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want it, but I want the black, the back and sides to be black like an original." So he did that for me, and again he crushed it, so it looks like you can just jump in and swim in this thing. So a couple things I did do to it. I put the correct tuners on there that were on the real one. They're Schaller D-shaped drop tab Schallers. So I did that. I put an original Music Man Floyd on it. Switched out the tone knob to one with the black on it. And these are actual DiMarzio Eddie Van Halen Music Man pups.
Oh, nice.
I use the Pariah pound cakes, which are amazing pickups, but I used them in another project. And I just wanted to make this one as original as possible.
Nice. Gorgeous.
So it has original EVH pups in there, which are basically a Tone Zone and Air Norton for the neck. But these did come out of a 93 Music Man, I was told.
It's probably my old one.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
And I got those compliments of my other good friend, Michael McGuire, and even have the welded eye-bolt washers on there. So this is a really cool guitar, a lot of fun. Yeah. And I love that. And I want to give another plug to a friend of mine, John Marks, who painted my Frankie, but built this for me back maybe 10 months ago, I think it was. And it's a PV Wolfgang special body. And he painted it, reliced it, did an amazing job on it.
Pretty cool.
And this is a real PV Wolfgang neck, but it was unfinished. So John did me a solid and was like, "Dude, just send me the neck. I'm going to paint it for you." So John Marks did this. It didn't even have. It's a real PV Wolfgang neck, and it was branded, but it was a second, so it didn't even have the scoop cut out of it. So he cut the scoop out of it, painted it, put the logos on. And he did a phenomenal job on this thing. So I want to give a kudos shout out to my buddy.
Tell us what's that under your for us nerds who don't know.
Well, here's something Lewis is going to have to start building again. He's going to start going into guitar clips, and he's going to branch out from straps. So back in '98, Ed had this. He went from wireless back to wire. So what he wanted to do was he was drilling all these holes in his guitar and everything. And he put a microphone clip, I think is what it basically is. It's a microphone clip. It's a 3-screw microphone clip on the guitar. And then he had a piece of like a microphone piece, like an antenna sticking out. And what he would do is you would have the cord come out of the bottom. And then he had a little dog clip, basically. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Would clip onto the end of the antenna, like the microphone antenna. Yeah. And that's what kind of kept it out of his way when he would jump. That's good. So that's what he did. And then in 2004,
look at this. This is going to be cool.
He really went out there. Yeah, this is another one of my babies. This is a real sustainer. This thing just sounds like incredible. USA green special, which is really hard to find in this color. He did the same thing, but now he put these big rods in there. You can get it at Ace Hardware. Drilled a big ass hole in there. Yeah, I did too, by the way, because I'm a nutbag. We're idiots, not idiots, idiots.
That's
but
so cool.
Idiots too, I guess, whatever. And he put this big eye bolt on there. So what he would do is, again, the cord would come out and would go up here, and he'd have a clip hang off here, and it just kind of kept it out of his way. It's interesting because he was always tripping over the freaking thing, even back then. So I don't think it really worked. And then in 2007 tour, he was still using a cord, but he got rid of all this garbage, this nonsense, and he kind of just didn't jump around as much, and he just kind of got rid of it, and then he went back to wireless.
You should have just stayed with the Explorer.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
Should have just stayed with the Explorer.
And
around.
This guitar is still available if anybody wants it. I'm working on another project, but this guitar is still available. It's a Korean special flat top body with all USA hardware. It's got the 2 pickups, the Wolfgang pickups, PV USA bridge. I put the tone knob in, and it's got the brass block and everything because it's a real PV bridge, but it's a USA standard pre-patent pending neck with all the right hardware on it. So it's basically half standard, half special. Nice. But this is a great guitar. Pretty. It's got the wonderful, lovely stickers that everybody wants to put all over their guitar.
Yeah. Better than screws bought at Ace Hardware.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
This is one of my favorites.
The number 4.
The number 4.
Here, you check it out. Yeah. Here, go ahead. Have some fun. The prototype.
Pretty cool.
And the real one is at the Philadelphia Hard Rock Cafe.
Oh, it is?
Yep. Chris Hubbard and I went and visited it.
I got to take a drive down. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Him and Matt Bruck hacked out a chunk back in 2007 out of the cavity.
Very cool.
To move the pup around.
Cool stuff nonetheless, but I geek out on these details, these small little details. So sorry about you 5150 guys who haven't seen any of those guys.
He's referring to these.
I'll show you one because I posted it this morning, which is the correct
Kramer
one.
ad right there.
There it is. And with the bigger upper horn.
You think, right?
So here's the one I posted this morning. Obviously, all the guitars I'm doing this week that were used with the Banjo strap, and this is the ad, which Kurt told me a cool story about it. One of the guys from Motley Crue, I think, bought it, and I think Mick Mars bought it, and I think it got trashed in like a divorce fight or something. So, you know the story?
Well, that was what was thought up until pretty recently, a few years ago. I found out that the guitar is, believe it or not, we all thought that Mick Mars' ex-wife trashed it, but I've been told that the guitar is alive and well.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
And hopefully one day we find out where that alive and well guitar is.
Look at the bird's eye on that. How insane is that?
Number 1 Edward Van Halen model.
All right, talking about banjo straps.
Yes.
Let's show you guys some straps.
Yeah, let's get into some straps because
I brought some gifts over. Ooh. Don't worry, I didn't trip over Barney.
Actually, we're gonna. Oh yeah, he's fine. I got the light out, so we'll just kind of duck down a little bit. So, did you want me to pull my one here now?
Yeah, sure. So I sent Rob a banjo strap maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and this is the one that we're concentrating on this week. Eddie used it on a lot of guitars. It was obviously something that was used before the 5150. So I'm guessing 82, 83 is when he started using this. Because there's a bunch of pictures of him with the Frankenstrat, and there's a bunch of pictures of him with the Kramer ad guitar, which was 83. And so he used a bunch of these, and he had a bunch of them on tour. But what we were discussing before with Rob is he would leave them on the guitars. He wouldn't take them off. He would leave them on there. He would Scotch tape them on. You know, if you saw Caleb, he did a very kind video, and Eddie would wrap the ends, the clip, with tape, so you couldn't take them off. So he would keep on his guitar. So I'm guessing he had a bunch of them. Then there's a bunch of pictures where there's tape in different areas of the straps, which means he had a bunch of them that he taped up differently. And that was for the wireless system. The antenna would come down and scroll down, and he would tape it on there. So that's the cool one. It's super comfortable. That's the feedback I'm getting from everybody. It's my favorite strap by far. So that's one of them.
Wicked cool.
Yeah.
Do you care which direction we're going?
You want to take this one
out? Yeah. Go ahead, because this is what pretty much put Lewis on the map, and this is the first texting that we had when he was just starting this project, and I was honored to
Same
even
here.
be included to
Same
talking
here.
to him on it.
This is the real deal. This is a 1942-43 bomber strap, used during the war. It's not a replica like mine. Mine has the real latch, but a repro webbing. So this is the real deal. They were small. Look how short they were compared to the ones I'm making. Mines are a little longer.
When I got this, there was another part I had to cut off.
Yeah, it's a secondary part that was included with these.
Mm-hmm.
But that's we've sold 150 so far. I probably have 3 or 4 left. Rob's going to want one. So I brought Rob a whole bunch of other ones, but I didn't bring mine of these. But we have 3 or 4 left, and I'm thinking whether to run another batch or not. I have a bunch more of these guys that we can do. And then obviously some other things in work, but very cool. This is what started it between us. So
yeah, definitely. That was so much fun. And so Louis showed up today with some really cool stuff, and they're absolute upgrades to what I have. Some of the stuff I had already, but not even close to what he brought. Yeah, and you can explain. So a lot of this stuff I cobbed together myself over the years. I never really got too much into the straps piece, not because I didn't care for them, just because I didn't know what was out there. Yeah. And Louis just went to another level. So this is the one that I had. I've had for years, and it's okay. It's close. I mean, you look at it, you kind of know what it is, but it's basically not, it's something that
pretty cool.
I just kind of put together, and it's good, but it's nowhere near what he brought here. And from right down to the actual clips, the collars, you can tell like that shape is different. And I'm going to let Louis explain it, but I mean the what do you call these? The
studs.
The studs are different. They're different shaped.
Studs,
yeah, they're just amazing.
That flat link.
This thing here is like
impossible to find. Yeah. So basically what I did is I copied it almost exact. Made the die for the leather. These are all made here in the States. Did the backing on it. It's nice soft backing. Put even what's called a Chicago screw on the top there. So you can literally unscrew this. But it was basically a dog collar. That's what it was. There's rumors he was using it as like an S&M store, but it's a dog collar. Yeah. And the only thing I did is I lightened up the chain a little bit. Eddie's was super, super heavy. And there's a couple articles where he mentions how heavy it was. But these were a pain in the butt to find. But I found them. Relic them. Actually, I've 200 of these that I left in vinegar overnight and then cleaned with metal polish to get that relic type look on it. But yeah, and cool. This is the new one that we have that took about 4 months of R&D to figure out. Yeah. But we did it. That's your favorite one, I think.
This one's kind of going to blow your mind. And Louis brought this. I knew he was doing them, and I don't think he's released them yet. But
well, they're on the website. You can buy them. Rob's got number 1.
The belt buckle. The belt buckle. That's right. They are out there. Yeah. These are just so freaking cool. And I think he used this on the B when it first came out.
He used it on the B that had a Charvel neck on it. It actually had a Charvel logo on it. There's a couple of pictures of him using it, most notably on the Van Halen 2 album sleeve. And then somebody recently sent me a picture of Eddie actually using it live, which Kurt told me, he wouldn't use it too much because it would interfere with the wireless system. But ingenious idea. It shows how Eddie was thinking of, how to lock his guitar in to do it. But we have a couple of those left. The buckles are extremely hard to find. I was mentioning to Rob because people who restore vintage airplanes, they're fighting me for these pieces, and they're super expensive. And the right ones, if you want the right ones, there's obviously a ton of copies that you can get to make it look like it, but the right one, which that one is, not easy to get.
So bad.
Not easy to get. Yeah. Then we have maybe a little unboxing.
Yeah, let's do a little unboxing.
I think that one's for, where is he?
Barney.
Where's Barney? That one's for Barney.
Oh, this one. Louis always comes bearing gifts. Barney, come here.
This one's cool. This is a play on a strap.
Barney, come on.
There he is.
Here, you know what? I'll pick them up. I'll have you. Come here, buddy.
Okay.
Come here.
I'll unbox my own gift.
You got a surprise.
So this is
What you got there?
a Franken collar,
Wow.
a Franken strap collar. So this is.
Look at that.
If you ever go for walks, you can go for walks like
Look
Eddie
at
Van Halen.
that, buddy.
Black strap with a red.
That is so freaking cool.
Red piping on it. You like it?
That is awesome. What do you think?
Go.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no worries.
That
no
is
worries.
that is badass. I like
Hey,
that.
Barney. Hey.
That is
His
cool.
tail's wagging, so he's happy.
Oh yeah, he's happy. That is pretty cool. Pretty badass.
Oh, obviously, this is the new one that we're doing.
Yeah.
The belt, the utility belt, which I've attached these end pieces so you can use it as a strap. But this was used during the 5150 tour. If any of you guys who've always watched those Live Without a Net or any 5150 tour footage, you can see Eddie wearing the utility belt. Pretty cool. This was a fun one for me to make. This was a little bit. There you go.
Right in there. There's Eddie wearing it on one of my young guitar mags. Yeah, that's it.
And then I'll make you open up this one. This is.
And I think he only used that for that one tour.
Only that one tour, correct. Yeah, I think that was one of the last pictures. But then there's a picture of him with short hair using it, which I'm guessing was the end of the 5150 tour.
So the last show in San
Francisco.
Francisco, I believe it was at the Cow Palace, I think. I actually have the concert. At the last show, there was a deal that him and Al cut their hair.
Oh.
It was a bet. Sam was
nice.
going to do it. Al went totally bald, and Ed just did some sidewalls and cut the tail off, and he had shorter hair. I have pictures of him. So that was the last show of 5150.
Yeah, I think that's the last picture of him with the utility belt.
Yeah. So we got another unboxing here, and I think I know what this. Oh, I know what this is, but it's really, really cool because again, it blows mine away. And I definitely wanted one of these, and this is the Bumblebee strap, and this is so cool. This is cool, and he's even got the right clips on the end, and yeah, this is awesome. This is really cool. 79B, and I know Mike Hickey, our friend Mike Hickey, got one of these as well, and Lewis just knocked these out of the park. He's got the exact zombie pin strap, and yeah, these are cool. He's got the right leather piece here.
So yeah, the only thing I changed on it was I added this adjustable piece. So you can obviously Eddie made these for himself. Cool. So he made them one length. And obviously when you're selling to a crowd, you can't replicate 100% because you can't please everybody but having one length strap. So took a little bit of liberties, but trying to keep as much as possible as I could as original. The good part is you guys can do it if you want. I didn't have the patience to do it. Later on in life, Eddie took a like a towel, like a white towel, and he wrapped it around here, I guess, for comfort. Yeah. There's some pictures of him using it. I didn't want to do it, obviously.
Picture of terry cloth or something.
Terry cloth, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a white terry cloth, so it kind of just gave it a little bit of comfort there. And then at the end of this life, he took the zombie pin off and put horizontal stripes because he needed the wireless system, the string from the wireless system to go on there. So there's a picture of him using that too. Yeah. And then that was the end of that one.
That is awesome. Yeah. I want to let's just go through a couple questions here. We only have a few minutes because Lewis and I have a couple things we're going to do, and we're both kind of on a little bit of a time crunch today. But I want to go back and let's just make sure we see who's in here. I want to make sure we say hi to everybody because it's been a while. We talked to Chad. We know Ty's here. Kurt, we know that. Let's see, Mikey Mojo. We talked. We said hi. Under the Bus Network.
Under the Bus Network. Nice.
Cobra Kai Platoon. What's happening?
Hey, Cobra Kai.
What else we got in here? I know it's kind of an off time to be doing a show, so there's probably not a lot of folks in here. Diener, what's going on? 84. Thanks for jumping in. Dave Ennis. Hey, Dave. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? All right.
Let's see. We got some questions.
Oh, yeah. Are we missing questions? I'm just looking at names. I know. I'm not even reading questions. Did he bring one of his guitars down? Are you talking about Parabot 2 says any of the guitars down? You talking about Lewis or myself?
I didn't bring any guitars. Well, I was thinking about it this morning, but
that'll be the next time.
This would embarrass me. compared to what I have.
Oh no, not at all. Just started the one.
I might leave with some guitars though.
Yeah, you should. You should. Yeah. Just hit me real good when I'm not looking.
Where's that dog chain strap? I need something heavy.
Is it true Steinberger is going to make those again? Cobra Kai asks. Make the GL2Ts. I have not heard that.
Should,
but I wouldn't doubt it. I do know, Don Greenwald from Headless USA is selling them. Ones that have been around for a while, and Jeff Babbitt's is restoring them all. I don't think that they're doing them yet, coming out of the gate new. I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they started doing those again, because they're starting to come back around again. And I think the trans trims would be.
I was blown. It was the first time I actually played it, and you hear of how the mechanism works, but until you actually play it, like I could sit for 4 hours with that thing.
Oh, there's so much fun. You're just messing around and noodling with it. Yeah.
But I would get one in a heartbeat if they did it.
There's a guy that was interviewed when he first, I forget who it was, when Ed first took delivery of one, or we had two of them initially. And when he took delivery of the first GL2T, Ed just was literally like just messing around, didn't know what he was doing. It was before Summer Nights or anything.
Yeah.
And the guy said just watching Ed sit down and figure this thing out was some of the most amazing
things.
Sure. Because he was doing all this stuff with the bar that nobody had any clue about.
Gibson didn't have a trans trim on it though, did it?
The Gibson did.
Okay.
It did.
Okay.
Now that's not a real trans trim on the Gibson. That's actually just an S trim.
But you would have fooled around with it before having a Steinberger boot.
Well, the GL2T, as far as we know, the small little broomstick, was the first, as we know, the first trans trim that Ed was exposed to back in 1984. Because he started playing around with them in 84, end of 84, either at the end of the 84 tour or just after. Yeah. Because that's when he started kind of coming up with Summer Nights and Good Enough and those risks. He didn't use that for Good Enough, but he did Summer Nights.
Interesting. Let's see, any more questions? Mariah's are great.
Oh, wait, someone said, Lewis is making 2 for me and Steve-O. That's Mikey Mojo. Must be making 2 straps for them.
He's probably talking back. That was at 12:30. I'm guessing that's the Rastas.
Okay. Oh, yeah, nice.
Maybe. Oh, he's talking about the shark. I'm not making the shark. They've asked me a couple times. Just go buy the EVH one. I'm not making it.
Mark Picard. Hey, Rob. What's going on, Mark? Nice to see you. Thanks for jumping in from the UK.
Nice.
Kurt's hard as a rock there, I see, with his big zucchinis. I always wonder what that antenna extension was, Mikey Mojo. Yeah, that was something that Ed was doing. It's like a big-ass antenna from a microphone cable. Yeah. That's what...
Navy Wire. Let me tell you guys, since I have you all here for the Navy Wireless. I did it just for fun, but I'm selling them, but giving the money to Make-A-Wish Foundation. So awesome. Obviously, this is not my day job. I do this for fun. I do it to connect with people who have the same mentality as I do. So I always try to give back where I can. And there's somebody on our team who's had experience with Make-A-Wish, and I wanted to give back. And so awesome. If you guys, it's a $100 add-on. I know it's a lot of money for what it is, but it's a good cause, and it's a cool piece. So if you guys want any of the straps with the Navy, I'll put them on there for you. I have a couple of them left, I think 4 or 5. But that's the history on the Nady thing. I wanted to, Felix had brought it up to me, like, would you put a Nady on there or would you do something? And then when I started selling them, he was like, are people thinking it's stupid or are people thinking it's cool? And I'm like, I haven't gotten any negatives so far. So, but because it wasn't my idea, Phil actually started the concept in my brain. I said, I don't want the profits for this. I'd rather give them back because it's not always about making money. Yeah.
It's a great idea, and it's for an amazing cause. And as far as the people like this stuff, it's funny because this, Lewis already talked about this, the 5150, belt that he wore his wireless on. And Lewis went an extra mile and turned it into a strap and used 2 Banjo strap 5150 style metal clips for those that want to wear it as a strap. And I think that's just as cool and badass, but it's cool because this is like a dual type thing you could do with it. But this is something that, I've always known about it because I recognize what it is from just seeing all the pictures. But again, this is something that nobody's ever thought of doing. It's like, who would have thought to do? I never even thought of that. Where would you even start?
It seems like I got a lot of free time. My wife wouldn't agree.
But where would you even start? Yeah. You nailed it. And it's just the coolest thing. And it's not something that you're going to see, just some average guitar player that's not a huge Van Halen nut probably get into.
Correct.
But it's absolutely something that for folks like us that just enjoy this kind of stuff and kind of geek out in it, it's just fun for the
cool.
collection. It's really, really cool.
I didn't think a lot of people were actually going to wear the belt on its own, so that's why I made it into a strap.
I'm wearing it out to lunch.
I'm not a strap guy. This was just what I fell into.
I got a girlfriend again. I don't have to impress anybody.
I'm gonna, we were talking before. I just want to give you guys a heads up about what I'm doing. There's going to be a bunch of stuff coming up. Some technology based, some design based, which some I can't really talk about. But some exciting things. My friend at RJD Guitars, he sells some of the Wolfgang parts, and he's on eBay. Good friend of mine. We're working on something together. It's going to be very exciting.
I can't wait.
So it's getting away a little bit from the strap mentality and into a couple other things. We've talked about doing some straps. I'm happy to talk about it. I think I'm going to copy some. I'm working with somebody who makes straps for me, who actually made. Why is his name escaping me at the moment?
The George Lynch.
George Lynch, thank you. The George Lynch straps. So we might have some George Lynch straps coming up. Sorry, I'm pointing to a guitar that Rob has that obviously reminds me.
Talking about the George Lynch straps for the well, this is a different neck, but for the Mr. Scary guitar.
So I'm working on a couple different things, and excited to show you guys little by little. But obviously, I have a day job, so this is kind of the side thing for me. But it's when your brain doesn't stop working.
Yeah,
that's what you end up doing.
Someone says, for the love of God, please make 2015 tours Little Wolfgang for Little Guitars. You know what, Logan? How you doing, Logan? Good to see you in here. That's something that I'll have to talk to Donnie about. So
yeah.
Andy Carson, missed your name. Thanks for jumping in. Let's see. Johnny, what's going on? Mr. Johnny Bean is here. How you doing? Good to see you, Johnny. We got to catch up. It's been a while since I've chatted with you. Elijah Brady, first time I got to see you live. Thank you for jumping in. Go back and check some other videos. I have not done a live video in a while. It's been a long time since we've done one, and I've been wanting to do one, and I thought today was a perfect opportunity with Lewis showing up.
Yeah.
Logan, what's going on? Robert Downey Jr. That's pretty cool. So I guess that's what we got for that. So so I just wanted to answer some questions and say thank you very much. I know some of you, we kind of put it out kind of late. We were supposed to do this video in this visit to Dojo 5150 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And basically we kind of we ran into some issues with my work schedule, and we were able to make it happen after all. And Lewis has got one of my favorite acoustics.
I've been trying to buy one of these for the last couple of months. I can't find the right one.
That's the one that Eddie had a picture taken on the beach with.
I can't do it standing up. Sorry. I can't. I need a strap.
Yeah, you got to put one of your straps on. I'll tell you, those are some of the coolest acoustics. I really like them. They're awesome.
I might have just bought it.
No. Yeah, don't scratch any of these striped guitars, please. Don't scratch them.
I'm not touching anything else.
No, I'm kidding. There's so many dents and dings and nicks in them.
That's the cool part about using them.
But yeah, so just just give you a little quick tour again. I know most of you guys have seen stuff, but here's we got the straps. Got some couple of hats up here that I had signed. I'm sorry, in 2004. I got Eddie's signature there in 2004 on the hat. Some pictures of me and Michael Anthony and Nam hanging out at Scott Smith's place, my good buddy. Me, Scott, and Adam, great folks. Futone. Kurt and I hanging out at Mr. Joe Suma's place at Greenwich Music. How you doing, Joe? My good friend David Nesdahl, rest in peace, buddy. Kurt. Chris Hubbard, my good friend Chris Hubbard, and me at the Met back in 2019, looking at the real Frankie, and yes, that was the real one. And got some guitars here, and yeah, I mean, you guys have seen the collection, but that is kind of what we're working with now. There are some new things coming soon. There's some new stuff heading this way.
Here's my favorite one.
Yeah, the auction guitar. That's one I haven't done yet. Yeah,
that's funny.
That's a wall hanger, a cardboard cutout. And I fooled people with that about 3 years ago. I said, I got the real auction guitar today. That's the only wall hanger we really have here, but technically. And here's the signature line. Got the three Music Mans, purple, amber, blue.
Another one of my favorites was the Purple Pacer.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah. Purple Pacer. Very cool guitar.
Purple people eater. What are they called?
And obviously, look at the checking on that one. That's so cool. Oh, you even got the rubber band around the pickup. Good job.
Oh yeah. I didn't have it turned though. It actually was turned.
Oh, is that the other way?
Well, no. He had it like flip flopped. There was like he turned it, but
that's pretty cool.
I didn't care about it. You got the electrical tape here that went out. So.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Details, folks. Details.
But yeah. So
back here.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're gonna
obviously behind the computer there is a wall of books.
Oh yeah.
Which is amazing. A wall of books.
Yeah. Striped mailbox. There's the Anvil VH case. It's a real Anvil case. Got some bootlegs and just a wall of magazines and Japanese magazines. And
these are the ones everybody needs to get.
Everybody needs them,
including me.
Go ahead, pull it. You can get it. Yeah. Everybody wants one. That's a great book too.
Some cool stuff.
I didn't even know you had that translator thing.
So yeah, I was telling Rob that my 11-year-old daughter told me that Google Translate has an app where you can put it over the Japanese writing and it'll translate it in English for you on the page.
That is so cool.
I'm going to go home and have some fun after I order a couple of those.
Yeah. Well, plus it'll allow us to actually read what's in those magazines that we've been collecting.
More details we can find because those magazines get into, we appreciate the music here. Over in Japan, they're geek heads. They like all the details.
They love the gear. And that's one of the most awesome things.
And there was Rob was flipping through one of them. They actually had a picture of like Eddie's shoes. Like they go nuts over stuff like that.
They do.
So it's cool. It's cool to, especially somebody like me who's trying to replicate stuff and get it down, accurate. It's important to those things. So thank you to those guys who are concentrating on that stuff over there.
Yeah. And I just want to say, it's great to meet new folks that kind of get into this stuff and start just making these types of things that just we haven't seen before. I mean, Lewis has just been, dominating this guitar strap and kind of industry thing and kind of just going some neat ways with it and coming up with some really cool stuff that we're like, whoa, that's cool. That's a great idea. And it's the gear stuff and all the fun stuff and all the guitars and all that other crap. I mean, that's all fun. That makes us, that kind of makes us geek out. But more than anything, it's just fun to meet new people and make new friends. Mm-hmm. And through the joy of the internet and YouTube and all this fun stuff, I have been so fortunate over the last 6-7 years of meeting new people. And, whether I travel out to California to go to the NAMM show or whether I go to New York, it's just been amazing. I met some incredible guitar players, from my friend Pete to Craig to, the Van Hagar band, which is one of my favorite bands, Caleb from Nerd Halen. I mean, all those guys are just phenomenal. I've been able to meet Caleb, and it's funny, Johnny Bean and we've been friends for over 20 years, but we actually met for the first time in 2019.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
At NAMM.
Oh, cool.
But, it's just great. Yeah. It's so much fun to just establish relationships. And that's the biggest thing is just having fun, having a good time, and I get online or whether it's Instagram or Facebook or, like the Discord or something like that. And I see people, hey, Rob, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And I try to get back to as many people as I can.
I'm glad you got back to me.
Well, it's challenging, sometimes with work and everything, but it's just, thank you very much, everybody, for watching and checking everything out. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And definitely
had a
for
great
bringing
time.
that stuff. Yeah.
This is, I came to meet him and got the bonus of seeing all this stuff. So good day in my book.
Yeah.
Great day in my book.
Johnny says it was wild. What a year. Now he's talking about 2019. Yeah, it was. We're walking down Sunset Boulevard with Johnny, Caleb, myself, and my ex-girlfriend. And we went to the Hard Rock Cafe and actually got to check out one of my favorite Kramers. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is the Neptune guitar. Yeah. And this was a custom build too. It's actually a real Kramer body, and it's a real FRT5 whale tail. And Chris Hubbard did this one for me. The hubs, it's got the 6 plates in the back of the Kramer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Or the 6 screws, I should say. But yeah, so we actually got to go hang out with the real Neptune. Yeah.
So the hard part for me is other than meeting cool people and making straps, is you got to sit and actually play these things. Eddie was right. You just got to play.
You got to play them.
You got to play them. And so
and have fun playing.
And have fun playing them. Yeah, learn new things. You know, I'm going to go home and I'm going to learn the acoustic intro to little guitars.
Yeah.
I've never even thought about learning it before, but I had a YouTube video on my car drive up here of some guy playing it, and
I was just playing it.
Gotta play it. Gotta play it. Gotta play it. Gotta play this stuff and have fun.
Yep. Caleb, you made it in, buddy. We're just going off, but jump back. What's that sound? Jump back and check out the beginning, buddy. Good to see you, Caleb.
Hey, Caleb.
Keep rocking a Nerd Hale. And Caleb Rappaport, one of the other most amazing guitar players out there, plays in Nerd Halen and just freaking killing it. I can't wait to see them. I've seen my good buddy Joe Gerard from Everybody Wants Some. I've seen Bill Kelly from Van Haga, as they say in New York, Van Haga. Hey, Rob, this is Bill from Van Haga. Hey, Bill, I know who you are. You don't say you're from Van Haga. I know who Bill Kelly is. Good friend. Great guy. But Caleb, I'd love to come see you too from
me too. I'd love to come see you too.
Watch him play live. Watch those guys because it's freaking awesome. But
let me ask you about this. Is that accurate?
That is a washer with a screw, because that's the only thing I could find to replicate the big, huge strap.
So he's got a screw going into the body. There's a little washer, and then there's a little spacer in between. How cool is that?
Because back in those days, they made those kind of strap blocks or strap hooks,
small,
but they were so hard to find. And I have a whole bunch of them here.
That's pretty cool.
But
got to go to Home Depot on the way home.
Sometimes it's kind of so where there's a will, there's a way.
Correct.
It's like my way of making Schaller double tabs. I just take a Schaller and take another tuner and just take a pair of needle nose pliers, and you snip off one of the tabs and then butt it up against the tuner where it should be.
We'll get you the right one. Don't worry. We know where to find them.
Most of mine have them, but some of the Shark things the only one. But anyways, we're gonna roll. Logan Snow, come to the Midwest. Would love to. And whenever you guys out there that are watching, help yourself. Was that the Doritos guy used to say, "Crunch all you want, we'll make more."
That's right.
But yeah, definitely. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll do some more shows, some live shows. Kurt and I are going to go live. I'll probably jump on Johnny's show again pretty soon, because Johnny and I have been talking about doing a show. I'd like to get back on his channel and say hi. I want to give a shout out to Kurt and Jay Hannon, good friend Jay Hannon, and Caleb and all those folks for Under the Bus, their new channel. That's freaking hilarious. It's fun.
Good guys there.
Great, good guys.
Mikey and Steve-O, thank you for the support as well, Kurt.
I'd like to say hi to Andrew Walton from the 5150 show. I was on his show a while back, and he did a great job. And there's just been some amazing folks out there. I mean, I could go on forever. I mean, everybody is just really, really, really cool. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody. And we will be in touch. We're going to wrap things up and have a good time. Thank you, Caleb. And you as well. You as well. Keep rocking, brother. I love the videos. And hope Shen's doing okay. Mikey says, Rob, what's your go-to guitar?
What's your favorite?
Well, that'll be the last thing. And it's got to be this.
Yeah.
It's going to be my 5150. This thing is just so badass, and it's so accurate to the real deal. And not just because it's got a real, Hanson Metalworks FRT5. The new neck on this thing that Chris and Donnie did is just absolutely insane.
I'm very excited. I have a Locky neck arriving at home when I get home. So I'm very excited to leave you and go back home to my Locky neck.
So the 5150 would be my favorite all time. I mean, this is the guitar that got me into Van Halen, This is the one that really, really did it for me. And any of you guys that are out there watching, anytime you guys are out in my neck of the woods, you are always welcome to stop by. I mean, any of these guys are, stop by and jam and come hang out. And
we didn't even go over the amps, which sound amazing, by the way.
We did plug in Rip on the Wet, Dry, Wet a little bit, but
sounded really cool.
That sounds pretty badass. Yeah. But well, everybody, you enjoy your Thursday, and hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. And thank you for stopping
you
by,
very
my
much.
friend.
Where's Barney?
got it.
Barney.
He's upstairs.
All
Barney,
right,
come here.
Barney's sleeping.
He'll be all right.
He'll say later. He'll say bye later.
All right,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you for watching.